Hello, dear colleagues. We are ready to start. Dear friends, my name is Tamara Dalmatova. I'm PhD in political sciences and leading researcher and lecturer at the School of Business and International Proficiency in MGIMO University. We're all glad to meet you here. And we are ready to start our panel session, Healthy BRICS, Sport as a Lifestyle. As a well-known political leader, and Nobel Peace Prize winner Nelson Mandela once said, "Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sport can create hope where there once was only despair." That is why today, within the Youth BRICS Summit, we are speaking about the power of sport as well as a healthy lifestyle that can unite the youth within the BRICS countries. And let me introduce our honorary speakers of this session. Head of Strategic Development Department of the Directorate of Sports and Social Projects, the BRICS Games, Ismail Daoudov. Director of Youth at the Ministry of Labor and Employment of the Republic of Brazil, Mr. João Victor Mota. Capacity building expert for non-profit professionals in sport and development, former treasurer G20 Youth under Indian presidency, and recognized by the Government of India traditional martial arts performer in general sports, Mr. Om Priyadarshe. President of Sports Diplomacy Association, lecturer at the School of Business, MGIMO University, and a sport diplomat, Anna Subotina. Well, a person who exercises regularly and in a timely manner does not need any treatment aimed at eliminating the disease. That is what the great Ibn Sina said more than 1,000 years ago. And today, we will ask our experts to share experience in the practicing of sport as well as organizing sport projects and events. So I would like to give the floor to Mr. Ismail Daoudov as the head of the strategic development of direction of sports projects and ask him about the social and sport projects held in Russia. One of them was the BRICS Games held last month in Kazan, Russia. So could you please tell us about the games and their social effect? Thank you.
Good afternoon, esteemed participants and organizers of BRICS Youth Summit. It is a great honor for me to be a part of this remarkable and truly uniting event. And I'm 2 times happier to be here, since Ulyanovsk is my hometown, where I spent my childhood. Today, I would like to present the BRICS project, which our team was involved in to the fullest this year. It's BRICS Sports Games 2024, which was held in Kazan. This is one of the cities in Russia. It's a neighboring region with Ulyanovsk, the Republic of Tatarstan. Let's start with the BRICS Games history. The Games start from the first football event, which was held in India in 2016. It showed itself to be a successful endeavor, and consequently it became an annual event taking place in BRICS countries. As you can see, the Games were held in China, in South Africa 2 times, in India as well, and as you may see, the number of participants, the number of sports have been growing each year with each edition of these games. Therefore, as a logical continuation of these games, this year in Kazan, we decided to level up a little bit this sports project, and to invite different countries, not only BRICS participant countries, to our event. So during the sports ministers meeting in Durban, South Africa, last year, the heads of the sports authorities of BRICS countries in their joint statement concluded that the games will have an open status from now on, and that the BRICS countries welcome athletes from all over the world. So the BRICS games took place on 10th till 26th of June this year, primarily in the city of Kazan, and with 2 sports organized in the city of Moscow. The event gathered more than 5,000 participants, including almost 3,000 athletes and 1,400 team officials from 82 countries, including Russia. BRICS Games became a great opportunity for athletes, especially the young ones, who are truly inspired by the Olympic year to try their hands at the multinational competition. The games were prepared by the organizing committee of almost 1,000 people, including all the functional areas and all the permanent and temporary staff, and almost 2,000 volunteers from different regions of Russia. As you may see, the sports program included 27 Olympic and non-Olympic sports with a total of 387 medal sets. As a tradition for the host country and the host region, the Republic of Tatarstan in our case, to include its national sports into the program, 2 types of belt wrestling, classical one and karash, were presented at the Kazan Games. The city of Kazan rightfully bears the name of the sports capital of Russia and has a rich experience of hosting major world-class events such as the Summer University Games, Fencing World Championship, World Aquatics Championships, FIFA World Cup, Games of the Future, and many other world and European series and cups. As a legacy of these events, Kazan can boast a number of international standard multifunctional venues where the BRICS Games competition were held. It is worth mentioning that the sports venues of Kazan serve as training bases for the universities of Republic of Tatarstan, which many student and children's sports clubs call their homes. Moreover, there are all-year functioning facilities available for the general public of Kazan and Republic of Tatarstan. The BRICS Games, in their turn, raised special interest among the population who attended the competition personally or watched the live streaming to boost their personal physical activity, to sign up for the gym or sport-specific clubs, especially among young people. And one of the biggest client groups participating in the Games was the team of volunteers. 171 out of them were representative of different Russian regions who expressed their wish to become a part of the major international event. Actually, we received more than 5,500 applications, but only 1,920 were selected, and overall their work counted to more than 61,000 hours. You can imagine how many work was done by the volunteers, our esteemed volunteers. The Kazan Volunteers is the movement that was created in 2009 before the Summer University 2013, which was held in Kazan. Since then, we had more than 105,000 people from 110 countries and 89 regions of Russia to apply to become volunteers in different events, including sports ones and cultural, social as well. Over this time, more than 750 national and international events were hosted with the help of Kazan volunteers, who work overall 2,300,000 hours. And I would like to mention that such projects as BRICS Games is a great opportunity for volunteers to try themselves in the organizing committee role as well. Many of them grow professionally with each event. It is a social elevator in some sense. I personally started my professional path as a volunteer at the University Games 2009 in Belgrade. So I was a volunteer at these games, and after that I really fell in love with the organization of event management. And so I tried my skills and my abilities in the organizing committee of several international events in the city of Kazan. Another project that we implement in Kazan on the basis of the Volga Region Sports University, a federal university, is the Solidarity International Sport Development Center, which is a platform for the development of various sports, including the organization of training process and competitions for athletes and coaches. The main objectives of the center are creating conditions for the effective development of athletes' potential, improving the level of sports training. In Kazan, we have many experienced coaches and sports specialists, sports experts. Thanks to many international events that were held there, we have really good base in terms of facilities in our city, and actually alumni of this sport development center, they prepare for the championships, like World Championships and the Olympic Games, which we are very proud of. It also expands and strengthens sports ties with different countries, because when they stay in our Solidarity International Sport Development Center, when they train, they really they're really encouraged to develop personally as well, and they really fell in love with the city of Kazan, with Russia, and they become real ambassadors of our country in their homelands. And this program consists of several modules, so it's not only training process, but it's also participation in competitions, it's cultural events, the cultural program, study of the Russian language. So it is really rich and unique, and we welcome anyone in the Solidarity International Sport Development Center, and maybe we hope that you will also bring this message across in your countries as well, that such opportunity exists here in Russia, and we really welcome anyone. We will be happy to see you, to be a part of this program in the future. Also, I would like to present another project that we have in Russia. It's Russian National Health and Fitness Program, or also called GTO Complex. It was introduced to the BRICS game at the BRICS Games for the athletes as well. So we tried international audience, international participants to try their abilities at this complex. This complex is developed throughout Russia. It was the first implemented during the Soviet era. After that, there was a kind of a break when this GTO complex was a little bit in oblivion, I can say. But thanks to the government, the Ministry of Sports of the Russian Federation, it was revived, and now general public, general population, different social groups, starting from school, even from kindergarten, from school, and so on, take part in this GTO complex. It is really encouraging people to do sports, to be active, to be healthy. And during these BRICS Games, many athletes, as you can see, also tried, really enjoyed it. They participated in several kind of sports. They were not really hard, but they are also athletes. That was really easy for them, and they also received small souvenirs for this part. And we hope that trying this GTO complex here in Russia, maybe some of them, because there was also team officials federation, national federation representatives, presidents of sports association of different countries. We hope that they can really be inspired by this GTO complex. Maybe some kind of such program can be maybe already implemented in your countries, and maybe some will be encouraged to do the same, because it's really great. It is state supported, and it actually creates many opportunities for the general public to be healthy, to be fit in their everyday life. So you can see the statistics of how many people. It's actually 1,000 athletes and team officials who were really interested and took part in this GTO complex challenges and tryouts. And speaking about overall sports cooperation, the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in the Field of Physical Culture and Sport was signed among the sports authorities of the BRICS countries in 2020. Based on this document, it was decided to host the first BRICS Games and to hold the Games annually in the BRICS countries. Furthermore, at the moment, the Russian Federation and the BRICS countries are working on strengthening and deepening such kind of sports cooperation, and we hope that BRICS Games will step up to a new level of the international cooperation development, and both like in theoretical part, like conferences and seminars in sports science, and practical one, like competitions, championships, training camps, etc. Youth involvement in cooperation and the events organization is an essential part of this further BRICS sports development and international cooperation for sure. And I would like to say that the BRICS Games in Kazan became a true festival of sports and friendship. And athletes from different countries, they broke records. They broke their personal bests. Some teams were so amazed by the Russian sports facilities that they stayed longer for the training camps. Many of them expressed their intent to come to Russia again for the future competition, as they felt really welcomed here. But apart from that, we really received great feedback that athletes from different countries became real friends during their stay in Kazan. And now they know that they can travel and meet good acquaintances all over the globe. The BRICS Games is indeed an efficient platform for people from all continents to open up friendly relations and cooperation, not only in sports, but on humanitarian level in general. And we remain hopeful that the project will prosper and involve even more people with each year. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dautov. And I actually want to highlight two points and two moments. You said that you started with volunteering the sports events in Belgrade several years ago, and now you are organizing the sports events. So I believe for the youth sitting here, it's a great example of how to make a career from volunteer to a sports manager. Thank you for sharing your experience. And actually, dear colleagues, after we have heard such an interesting presentation about the BRICS Games held in Russia last month in Kazan, we want to invite you to take part in a short survey we prepared for you. So I ask our colleagues to have a QR code, so you can. Actually, speakers also can yes, you can go to QR code and find several questions about sport events and how they contribute to the international cooperation. So it will be very interesting to see the answers after you pass this short survey. So we give you like 2 or 3 minutes to fill in the form. The form is filled in absolutely anonymously, so just please give your opinion. All the questions are concerning sport competitions and sport events. We see we have more answers. Let's wait to have a little bit more answers, so we can share the results on the screen, and you will see the statistics after making the survey. Okay, now 20 answers. Let us wait a little bit more. Okay. Everybody is done? Yes? Not yes? Yes? Okay, please, can we see the answers? So, let me check. 40 answers, and the first question about the BRICS games.
It is interesting to ask this after my presentation, because now they all have heard
Yes,
about the BRICS games.
Some people say no. That's
But
wonderful.
Some of them were not listening.
Yeah. So, the second question about the digital games held in February, also in Kazan. Kazan is our sports capital in Russia.
It
right?
was the event we also organized, and me personally.
I know.
So yeah, I can tell about the games of Fiji as well, if you would like.
Maybe we'll have any questions about digital games. And we go next about yes, an international sports event can be considered as an important part of strengthening international cooperation between countries. Of course, yes, almost 100%. Say, somebody say I don't know. Okay, let it be so. Well, and we are going next about national traditional sports. We will have a speaker telling us about the traditional sports, and the majority of respondents believe that it is important to develop a national traditional sports of your country. And the question on is it necessary to provide to popularize the national sports outside the country. Here we can see different answers, but the majority said yes. Okay, and the last questions, it's a little bit about International Olympic movement. So here we can see different answers. Okay, thank you very much. I believe it was an interesting experience. So I believe and I know that we have the last section for today, the last but not the least. And I know that everybody of you is tired, but we will try to keep you active with these surveys. And dear colleagues, we are moving on to our next speaker. And now we turn to international experience. On the BRICS Youth Summit held in South Africa last year, the BRICS countries expressed the strong will to develop the track of sport within the BRICS organization. And it is Brazil, the country for which the track of sport was established. It is the country that coordinates the track of sport within the BRICS. And I'm happy to invite our colleague from Republic of Brazil, Mr. João Victor Mota, to tell us more about your sports and youth policy in your country and activities held in this field. Please.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for the Russian Federation for the welcoming reception that we are having these days. My name is João Victor. As said, I'm currently Director of Youth Policies in the Ministry of Labor and Employment. It's really nice to be here, representing also our sports minister that couldn't be here presently and present some policies in the field of sports. First of all, I want to show some photos. That is the first thing probably you guys think about sports in Brazil. Normally, you're going to think about the Ronaldos. I really like the Phenom. He finished the career in my team, Brazil, Corinthians. You should know, guys. It's important. Pelé, our king of soccer. Marta, Raíssa Leal, our skateboard. Rebecca Andrade, Vini Jr., some MMA fighters, volleyball, the Brazilian Storms in surf, and many succeed Brazilian sport people. Also, you can remember about Brazil, about the Olympic Games in Rio 2016, the Brazilian World Cup in 2014. For us, the Brazilian World Cup wasn't so nice. It finished not so well after what happened with Germany. And we are going to hold the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2017. And we hope, guys, you are going to be there with us in the FIFA Women's World Cup. And we are expecting to be the biggest FIFA Women's World Cup, since the women's soccer in Brazil is growing exponentially, and it's really important for us. It's really proud for us. But for us, when you think about sports, we are thinking about sports and leisure as social rights. Our constitution says that sport is a duty of Brazilian state. It's a right guaranteed in our constitution. Our youth statute says that sports is a youth right, especially non-competitive sports. And for the children's, our Statute of Children and Teenagers says that it's a need for integral development of children. So when we are talking about sports in Brazil, we are not talking about big events. We are not talking about really important players, really important sports people, but talking about daily by day policies. For us, it's really important to have great policies for these publics. And we are going to show some policies that we develop in Brazil to inspire, and probably we can talk later about future cooperations with you guys. We have the second half program that it's a joke about the second half about soccer, but it's focused on basic education students, and it has the main goal to democratize access to the practice and culture of educational sports. And also to the municipalization of sports. Brazil has 5,500 cities, so a lot of cities. So it's really important for us in the Brazilian Federation to help the sports to reach small cities, to reach every single part of the country, and reach with a great policy with well-prepared teachers, professors, coaches, and everything else. And also to give this program as a progression of complexity. When we're talking about small children, like the ludic aspect of sports, playing, having fun at sports, and also when they are getting older, even becoming competitive sports person, that's really important for us. This program it's a program that was born in the first Lula government. And we are here trying again to make it bigger, make it more important. Normally it happens in the schools. After the classes, the students can stay in the school having sports practices and learning, understanding, meeting new, and getting to know new modalities. We have also another big program that is City Sports and Leisure Program that is also focused on the municipalization of sports and event organization. But this one is focused on all social groups, not only children's, but all social groups, especially children, elderly people, and it's focused on establishing sports centers in cities, building infrastructure, and also making this infrastructure have life. Because we can have a lot of courts, we can have a lot of place to play, but if we don't have professors, if we don't have coaches, if we don't have anybody to make it happen, probably it's going to be an empty space, non-important investment of the government that we need to make this, and we do this with social participative management. Civil society can manage those spaces, not only the public power. So this is really important for us. It's really focused on building up in the community. What are the modalities that those communities want to engage? What are the coaches that are in that city can provide extra hours, can provide some moments to enjoy and to democratize the access to sports. We have many other sports public policies. We have an athlete grant that is focused on Olympic athletes. 87% of our delegation in these Olympic Games are including this program. They are receiving the grants. The ones that don't receive probably are because they are really important athletes that have many sponsorships of companies and everything else, so they don't need this grant to survive. It's basically a form to maintain, to keep athletes engaging in those kind of competitions. We have many programs of investments in infrastructure. For us, it's really important to keep the infrastructures, especially in small cities. Big cities normally have conditions to build by itself, but for us, it's important to make it happen in all the country. We are getting back the professional apprentices in sports. That are a program focused on helping people to work in the sports thematic, not being athletes, like working as coaches, working as event organizers, or work as referees and everything else. So this is a program focused on the structure of sports beside the stage, beside the main stage of sports. And we have different municipal and state level policies that we could talk here. After that, we would like to talk about the Skate for Leisure program. That it's a recent program that we are trying to make it up. It's a pilot for now, only in 5 states. We have 27 states in Brazil. And we are trying to reach skate as a practice for everybody, to democratize the access to skate. We are going to, if we can take out the sound. I can explain basically. This is a video in Brasilia, our national capital, really close to the ministers and the palace. And for us, it's a really important program. You can watch it later. And it's about democratize for different people, different kind of Brazilians that want to engage skate. It's a popular modality in Brazil. You have many great athletes. And we have different generations. Right now we have a new generation discovering skate because of Raíssa Leal. Again, I'm going to say her name, our golden child. And it's really important. Many old people were going back to want to practice, and it's easy practice to do. So I'm going to leave while I talk. So it's normal people doing for leisure, not doing for professional practice. And we have classes, we have like teachers that are doing this. Focus on women, children, and all different publics, and it's really important for us. Also, we have games that we are really proud of, that it's Indigenous People Global Games. The first Indigenous People Games in Brazil were held in 2015, in the Dilma Rousseff presidency, trying to get back some traditional sports in Brazil, and also to engage indigenous communities from different parts of Brazil. Brazil has indigenous communities in different regions, to engage in also normal modalities, like indigenous communities engaging in football, also not only traditional sports. We host this annually in Brazil, and also in 2015 we had the Global Games. And it's really important for us to keep investing in visualizing and guarantee rights to all communities in Brazil, also indigenous people communities. But to end our presentation, for us, sports is about healthiness. It's about access, guarantee access to people, guarantee instruction to the practice so sports can be healthy. We know that high-level competition sports are not so healthy, but general population sports need to be healthy. We need to guarantee instruction, we need to guarantee prevention, so people are not getting hurt, and also guarantee longevity. Sports are about having a better life, socializing, and getting along with each other. So to guarantee this, we need to guarantee conditions people to practice. Even youth people, when we are talking about youth people, normally if people are engaging in education, working also at the same time, so normally they don't have time to just practice their sports. Normally they're engaging in fast sport, like only the gym, just to maintain healthiness, but we need to guarantee this access. We need to guarantee time for families to practice, mothers to have time to practice sports, and have a care system where everybody can have this right guarantee. This is really important for us. And to finish the presentation, this is what sports looks like for Brazilian government. Public spaces with great access, simple and permanent infrastructures. Children play in small structures in the cities. elderly people having instruction, public spaces, having like this yoga class in a park in São Paulo, people with disability, children with disability, having opportunities to do sports, and also some auto-organized events. The second photo is about university games that are organized, self-organized by universities to engage in sports, not just compete, but also to have party, to have fun, to make networking. And these are all self-organized events, and this for us is really important. The society engaging in the practice and providing different and non-competitive experiences in sports, having sports for fun, having sports as a lifestyle, having sport as a social right. Thank you, muito obrigado. We stay in disposition to keep talking about this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. João Victor, for your very interesting and very active presentation. And actually, your country, Brazil, will chair the BRICS next year in 2025. So we hope that your very valuable experience in sport policy and in youth policy will be scaled at the international level. So thank you very much. And you also said about skateboarding. It's very popular in your country, as I guess, and it's an Olympic sport. And we will have Olympics start like in a couple of days there in Paris. So so it's good that this new street sport became an Olympic sport, and we will see it performed by high-level athletes. Thank you very much. And okay, guys, we are actually moving on to our next survey. And please, this survey now is concerning not sport competitions but healthy lifestyle. It's like a set of 6 questions. It's very quick, so you can scan by your phone this QR code and fill in and answer these 6 questions about healthy lifestyle and how do you practice sport and healthy lifestyle. It's very interesting to know about your experience. Again, a couple of minutes we are giving to you to fill in this survey, and after that we will share with you the answers and statistics. We are gaining the answers, and let us wait 1 minute more so we can share the statistics we have and to put it on the screen. Okay, you're done? Okay, so please, can we see the answers? And here is the first question. Very interesting. So we have 47 answers. And I need to say that according to the World Health Organization recommendations, an adult should have at least 150 minutes of physical activity. That's the right answer. But now you know it. And at least, I say at least, and probably we should need more than these 150 minutes of physical activity, but not less. So we move on, and we can see the second question and the answers. How often do you practice physical activity and sport? Very interesting. You are very active, or physically active persons. That's good. It's nice to see. A good job. Okay. Here is this, what does a healthy lifestyle mean to you? Okay. I will not read all these points. Next question. Sorry. Yes, are you ready to go for a run today? It was like we will practice, but not really today, maybe later, maybe tomorrow, yes? Maybe tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much for these answers. It was very interesting to know your opinion about that. I believe now you know a little bit more about healthy lifestyle, and we know a little bit more about your motivation to do sports. Okay, we are moving on to our next speaker, and now I introduce a participant of the summit who works within the working group on the track of sport. Please, Mr. Om Priyadarshi, could you? Yes. Could you tell us a few words about your sports experience in your country?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Namaste. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, and fellow delegates, the young leaders representing half of the population of the globe. Yes, right? I'm right? Yes. Like, we are the young leaders who are representing the half of the population of the globe. That's why I mentioned that. So it is an honor to address you today as India's representative at the BRICS Youth Summit. As a proud member of the Global South, I stand before you to discuss a topic close to my heart: indigenous sports promoting health beyond competition. Our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji once said, sports should be an integral part of our everyday life. Some people think that sports are important only for physical well-being, but I feel sports are important for the overall development of an individual. We are a larger and diverse nation. Sports can be means of national integration. So I am coming to my point. That's indigenous sports. So indigenous sports have long been an integral part of our culture, heritage, reflecting in the rich tapestry of traditions, values in our communities. However, the global sports landscape today is dominated by Western sports. With due respect to all the sports, I am commenting this point, is dominated, the global sports community, the global sports landscape is dominated by Western sports, overshadowing our traditional sports and traditional games. This Western imposition has not only diminished the visibility of indigenous sports, but also led to a decline in their practice and popularity. Indigenous sports are more than just games. They are celebration of our culture, a way to foster brotherhood, and a means to promote health and well-being. These sports have been practiced for generations, carrying forward our shared history and civilization. They promote not only physical fitness, but also mental resilience, unity, and a sense of community. So, recognizing the importance of indigenous sports and the integration of internationalism and the integration of these sports in individual development, the Indian government has launched several initiatives. I'm going to talking about that. The first one is the Fit India movement. So the Fit India movement, inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji in 2019, encourages all citizens to incorporate sports and physical activities into their daily lives, emphasizing the holistic benefits of the sports. Second one is, it's another key initiative, Khelo India program. Some might be heard about this Khelo India program, and yesterday I discussed with somebody about this. So Khelo India launched in 2017, which aims to revitalize the sports culture at the grassroots level. This program provides better facilities and training for young athletes, offering platforms like the Khelo India Youth Games and University Games, and we organize sports events and doing talent hunts, talent scouting in the school level, in the local governance bodies, at district level, at province level, and then at national level. And then we choose and we finalize a person who can go and present India at the global stage. So this is a structure of India, and it has started it's becoming very important. As you can see, the number of medals in the medal tally in different international events, it is growing since last 10 years because of this Fit India movement, because of this Khelo India movement. In addition, schemes such as scheme of assistant to national sports federations, special awards to winners in international sports events and their coaches, the Indian policy on national sports awards, pension to meritorious sports persons, and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyaya National Welfare Fund for sports persons. It all provides financial support and recognition to our athletes, ensuring that talent from all regions and backgrounds is nurtured and celebrated. And even all we are doing all of these, and even in the global stage there are so many initiatives, but despite of these efforts, indigenous sports still face challenges, including lack of funding, infrastructure, and adequate promotion at global level. This is where BRICS can play a pivotal role. As a collective, we have the power to preserve and promote our indigenous sports, ensuring they receive the recognition and support they deserve. BRICS nations can collaborate to create platforms for showcasing these sports exchange best practices and support grassroots initiatives. In the closing remarks, and I want to add one more point. Actually, it might be sound like little nationalistic in the way. Yesterday, one of delegate between us asked me that why India is at the bottom in the medal tally when it has a larger population in the world now. So I'm replying this. It's because the world. I am not pointing anybody respect to all the sports. The world made us to play their own games. I am asking you, I can convey you, if the world bring us the traditional games, bring us the indigenous games, then I am sure the Asian countries, the global south, and even the African countries, it would be in the top of the global medal tally in the global events. In closing, I urge all of us to recognize the invaluable role of indigenous sports in our societies. They are not merely recreational activities, but are embodiments of our rich cultural heritage and collective identity. It is our responsibility to ensure that these sports are preserved and make those sports persons, those who are playing indigenous games, that make them the celebrity. They are the celebrity, not only the football players, the cricket players, the indigenous sports players. They would be our celebrity in our country, in our region, in our district, even in our village, in our community too. As we continue to build stronger ties between BRICS framework, let us also strengthen our commitment to cultural roots, ensuring that the spirit of indigenous sports live for our generation to come. Thank you. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration from each of you, both on and off the dais, and looking to hear forward to hear from you. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And as you said in your speech, you told about the big national Khelo India program. It's, as I know, it's a great program supported by the Indian government, and it is both directed. What's interesting and so what's perfect that it is both directed to support elite athletes who perform in international arena, and also grassroots sports and children and youth who just begin to doing sports, right? So that's a very good, I believe, a very good national Indian experience that can be scaled to the international arena. It's very I believe it's a very perfect program. Thank you very much. And we are moving on, and now we have heard two speakers with international experience. So I think what we should do within our section and broader than it, we need to develop such a sphere as sport diplomacy. Because it's a very perspective direction, and it suits the sport policy as well as youth policy, because it is interaction of sport leaders, first of all, and athletes and experts. So I would like to invite our next speaker, Anna Subotina, and she will share with us experience with sport diplomacy as the president of Commonwealth of Sport Diplomacy. Please, Anna.
Thank you so much, Tamara. First, let me welcome all of you, dear colleagues, dear guests. Thank you very much for the trust and possibility to share my experience and points of view with you. I need a slider. Yes, thank you so much. So a few words about myself. As I've already said, I'm Anna Subotina, and I'm a president of Commonwealth of Sport Diplomacy. So my way in sport is very, very long. I've been working there for many years in different positions. So as my colleague Ismail, I've also started as a volunteer, and so I was impressed by this exciting atmosphere so much that decided to stay in this sphere and to do my best to contribute. I have experience of working in different governmental and non-governmental organizations as organizer of many all-Russian international events in absolutely different venues. So I also have an experience of organizing sport events in State Kremlin Palace. So very unusual experience. So I'm also a lecturer at GIMO and Rudan universities, and I tell my students about sport diplomacy, about management, protocol, and communication. So I also created my own lectorium named Culture and Diplomacy of Sport. So that's about my experience and what I've already done in this sphere. So let's go forward. And here on the picture you can see Stanislav Pozdnyakov, president of Russian Olympic Committee, and you can read his statement about how important sport diplomacy is. But today I would like to talk about how sport can unite people from BRICS Plus countries and what role it plays in people's communication. As you already know, sport is a unique language that youth all over the world speak. Sport helps us to become healthier, stronger. Sport teaches us how to make new friends, how to promote interests of your country, and of course, it is what all of us really proud of. Despite the fact that sport unites us, it also gives us the possibility to show how wonderful and colorful every country is. Just look at Chinese wushu. You all know wushu, it's really very beautiful. Indian yoga, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, South African rugby, and for sure Russian sambo. Sport helps us to communicate and promote the idea of peace and friendship between our nations. Sport opens us the whole world. And now let's come closer to the summit. We all know that in the frames of the preparation for it, there was a group of young people from BRICS, and my colleague Om has already told you about the results. But I would like to say what we have already done in this direction. This year, last year at Rudan University, we held first International Youth Sport Diplomacy Forum. So, and despite the difficult international situation, and despite the fact that it was just the first forum in this direction. We managed to get together more than 200 representatives from 40 countries. And I'm really proud of that. We had representatives of Estonia, of United Kingdom, and of Canada, and they were speakers. They just decided to express their point of view, to tell some words to support Russia. And I think these three examples really proved us that sport diplomacy exists and it really works. Having held the first forum, we got the support from the Rudan University, and this year we plan to hold the second forum, September 24th in Moscow. Being open and ready for the cooperation, we would like to invite all of you to this event and get your support. It's really, really important for us. And holding this event gives us the opportunity to unite youth and young people from BRICS countries to create a platform for the open dialogue and communication, to share the best practices in sport, and also to create new projects. Tamara has already quoted Nelson Mandela, but I would like to stress it once again, that sport has the power to change the world. And I do believe that, really. And that's why I would be very, very happy to see this point in the General Declaration. I would also like to discuss with you the idea of involving more youth from our forum, and giving it a chance to growth. I believe that only together we can achieve our goals. We can demonstrate the beautifulness and diversity of national sports. We can go to the better future, and I would also like to express my hope that organizers will also take this proposal to the declaration. So, thank you very much, and I hope that soon we will have a fruitful work in the sphere of physical culture and sport diplomacy's development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anna. It was very interesting, and thank you for sharing your experience in sport diplomacy, and thank you for inviting all the participants to the next forum that is going to be in September in Moscow on sports diplomacy. I think all of you should be there. So thank you, Anna, for such an interesting presentation. And before we go to our question and answer session, please, can we have the last time the QR code and only 3 questions? It will be very short on sport diplomacy. So now we have questions on sport diplomacy, and what do you think on its importance? So please follow the QR code and please fill in like 3 questions on sports diplomacy. It will be very interesting to know your own opinion on how we should develop this new direction. We give you a couple of minutes. And at the end, you will see a couple of questions about your age and your gender, because we need to make in sociology a portrait of respondents. So just for us, please fill in these 2 questions also. Okay, I believe everybody is done. And can we please see the answers? So, yes, the more people have heard about sports diplomacy, and that's good. So, the second question. Yes, of course, all about the answers, I believe, because only these 3 directions together do work effectively. And what formats? All of the above. Okay, thank you very much for your answers. It was a very interesting experience for us. So now, I believe we have questions. Yes? Of course. I see the Brazilian representative with the first one. Please.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Hola.
Namaste. Hola. So, my name is Henrique Domingues. I think you know it already. Actually, we are looking for the development of such terms of sports diplomacy, but at the same time, in the past 2 years, we saw the weaponizing of the sports diplomacy by the Western countries, specifically against the Russian Federation. And I would like to underline that I am totally against this kind of initiative, because as we've been discussing, the sports are used to approach the people, and we see the Western countries using it in order to create propaganda against other nations, other peoples, and other countries. We are about to start the Olympic Games in French, and we also, due to these facts, we already saw some Russian athletes refusing to participate in the Olympics because they cannot raise their flags of their country. So the question is, how can we avoid this weaponizing of the sports to happen from our own initiatives, from maybe the sports diplomacy?
Thank you very
much,
very
Enrique.
hard question.
It's a very good question. I think that it's a very, very bad example. And what we can do is just to not follow this example of Western countries. And we all know that, so Pierre de Coubertin said that sport and politics are not connected. But Thomas Bach said that they are. And I think that the only way out now is just to create an alternative movement. So not to take part in Olympic Games, because we all know that it's biased. So we all know that many countries are under sanctions. And I think that they lost the principles of fair play and, the true sports spirit. I think that all the meanings, all the values that Pierre de Coubertin gave to the past generations, presidents of International Olympic Committee, they have all lost it. That's all I want to say. And it's very pity, because Pierre de Coubertin, he was really a great historical actor, and he really had the greatest concept of how nations and how individuals can go in for sport and be active physically and mentally.
I just want to add a couple of words. You were absolutely right and correct, because you said about their propaganda. So it's not sport diplomacy, it's a propaganda of that countries, and we need to develop exactly sports diplomacy on equal positions and equal rights for everyone. So that is what we are trying to do. Thank you for your very interesting question. Okay, do we have more questions? Yes, please. Could you give the microphone, please?
One, two. Okay. My question is, how will the sports be integrated? Because you can see that in South Africa we have rugby, in India they have cricket, in Russia I doubt they have rugby because it's always snowing. Do you guys have rugby? Rugby. Okay, they don't have. In South Africa, we have rugby, we have Indians have cricket and other unusual sports. So how are you guys planning to integrate that into forming this BRICS World Cup, I guess? Thank you.
Okay. Who is going to answer? About national traditional sports. We have heard about our speakers' Brazilian experience, so they do have the festival, a big national festival of national traditional sports. I believe we do not need to do the same rules, but because it's about different cultures, it's about different traditions, it's about different mentality, it's about different characters, whatever. So we just need to support all these national sports in all the BRICS plus countries. We don't need to, we need to unite and need to support, because in each country there will be their own traditions and we need to understand it.
May I expand a little bit, if you don't mind? Speaking about promotion of traditional kinds of sports and games, we talk about culture. We talk more about culture than about sports. And I tell you that in Russia we already have this experience, and our country held a lot of national traditional festivals of traditional Russian kinds of martial arts, for example. And I think that it's a very good experience. We need to take and use it in BRICS society, because it's very important to show the diversity of sports, to show the diversity of traditions, of customs. And I think that through holding these kinds of festivals, we can unite people more and more. That's what we need to do.
I just want to... So when I was talking about the indigenous sports and traditional sports, so in India and even outside of India, wherever we are, it's not necessary like to collaborate between two sports. One is on the top and one is in the bottom. We don't need to collaborate. The basic thing is to promote the traditional sports. It's the basic point. We don't need, like in India, there is cricket, there is hockey, there is football, and there is so many traditional sports. But our prime focus was to promote the traditional sports, and like the cricket and the football, it's already going on, it's already in the good position. The primary work is to promote the traditional sports, to bring that to the equal stage. That's all. Thank you.
Just to complement the contributions, I believe the function of the states are to promote and to make it viable to different sports to be practiced, including professionally by its citizenships. We understand that without these sports that are not traditionally, they are not going to be supported and they're not going to survive, and including to make it viable to have professional athletes, to have Olympic athletes. Our flag holder this year in the Olympic Games is a rugby player in Brazil. It's not a traditional sport, it's not a famous sport, but our flag holder is an important athlete of this sport that is not one famous one. But it's important to promote these different sports. We used to say that in Brazil, football is not a sport, it's an industry. And this industry needs to make viable for different sports to still happen. Clubs needs to invest in different sports. Clubs needs to understand sports as a culture, a subculture of its countries. Sports are many things, are physics, biology, is sociology, anthropology, and you need to promote different kinds of cultures in sports and make it viable.
May I add something? From the point of view of the organizer, especially for the BRICS Games, this is the event that unites all the BRICS countries' athletes together. First of all, it is up to the host country to include specific sports in the sports program. So every Ministry of Sports of host country actually can do this, can like a part of promoting. For example, for Russia, it was, as I said, belt wrestling and crash, which are two sports very indigenous for the Republic of Tatarstan, where it is the region where the games were held, as well as sambo, which originated here in Russia. And we have the same examples from the previous games when jiu-jitsu, wushu, and also like debeke and dragon and lion dance, dragon boat racing, all of these kind of sports were included in the official sports program. And maybe another thing as a synergy we can say about the digital format. I'm not sure if you actually know about that, but the Games of the Future that we had in February also in Russia, the first edition of these games, it is about combining the digital and physical sports. And for example, we had digital football, and the players there, they compete in the futsal, the actual pitch, and then they have a digital part when they compete in FIFA at PlayStation, playing PlayStation. It's kind of futuristic, but sometimes to promote something traditional, something indigenous, and something that becomes unpopular, we need to spice it up a little bit, maybe to add some flavor. And speaking about the nowadays generation, all of I think young people, they like to play video games, and why not to create some kind of Kinect or other use other technologies, AR, VR, to create games which are based on the traditional sports, for example, and also make organize events or competitions where indigenous or traditional sports will be represented both in digital format and in physical format. It can also popularize, I think, a little bit and make it more viable among the younger generation. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All speakers answered your question. And do we have more questions, please? Yes, please. Could you give the microphone to the lady? Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. As a person who has went from a volunteer to an organizer for such event, what main advice could you give the youth? Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. I think that I would give not so many advice, but nevertheless, I would advise you to be more open to maybe to choose a mentor for you, so this mentor could share his or her experience with you. And I think you should be honest, because when you're honest, everything will be all right. So, and I also advise you to love what you do. If you love what you do, so you will really get success.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for an answer. And yes, please. Another question.
Hello. Thank you very much for your speeches. That was fairly interesting. And I have a personal question. Working in the sports sphere, do you do any sports? And if you do, how regularly do you practice it?
Well, that's a great question. I was waiting for such a question, actually, because we are talking about the sports, but we are not doing sports. We're just sitting the second hour already. Well, that's a very good question, and I can start probably because I'm a former athlete. But in Russia, we say there are no former athletes because if you are an athlete or sportsman, so you continue to do and practice during your life. So, well, I try to do it as often as I have a time, but of course 3 times a week regularly. So maybe we'll ask the other experts the same question.
Yeah, actually, working in sports management is not only organizing the games, but it's also during the preparation period. It's like working at the computer, and you are sitting all the time, and sometimes you are like the work becomes really stressful, and the sports like physical activity becomes really a remedy for to unwind a little bit. So for me personally, it's like a general physical activity. Sometimes it's just like long distance walking or jogging in some kind of parks. And also for me, like to a little bit to cool my like brain, and sometimes so on, I play tennis, and this is kind of sport that I really like because all your brain and all your like I think it unites, so how to say, synchronize your brain and your body so that you can maybe forget for some time a little bit about your stressful work or something, and enjoy the game, enjoy the tennis. Yeah, that's for me.
That's a tough question. When I was a teenager, I used to swim. I tried football, handball, many sports, but swim was the one that I really like to do. Nowadays, I just practice kickboxing because it's easier, and I prefer nowadays collective sports. I spend my whole day like in computer, working, meetings, and when I'm exercising myself, I like to exercise with other people to talk, to enjoy this moment. So in this moment, I'm not doing individual sports anymore, just collective sports.
So actually I am a martial art player. So from childhood we regularly taught like it started from very childhood, like in 5 to 6, age of 5 and 6, we started to learn. We have to practice every week, every month. But now, when I was in teenage, then I have to move to different city for my graduation, then my post graduation. So it's difficult to practice. But I have to keep practice. I have to keep my hand swings. I have to practice in like minimum once in a week, or like 3 or thrice in a month. But in my personal opinion, I do practice my martial art when I got underconfident. In any stress, even I got stressful, even sometimes I feel I am underconfident, then immediate I started to practice my martial art for 30 minutes and 1 hour. And I literally feel like when you practice in what you are the best, then it will give you some confidence, it will give you like some energy to do more work. Thank you.
Okay, as for me, I try to go to gym 2 times a week. So I try to do it every week, but so sometimes I have some business trips, so I don't have a possibility to practice sport regularly. So, but I will do my best to change the situation.
Thank you very much for your questions, for your answers, sorry. And actually following to the question of our participant, I personally suggest that probably we should, next time and for our next session, probably we should do like physical exercise or something like that, just to be a little bit more active, not just talking about it, but really practicing it. And personally, I think we just were talking with Ismail, with Mr. Daoudov, but probably we should support to organize testing of you. We have a wonderful GTO complex готов к труду и обороне in Russian. And probably next summit we should invite all of you to pass this testing, because after that you will know your level of your physical activity and your level of your of how you're doing fit. It's a very interesting experience, and I think we will popularize our wonderful physical and sport complex GTO. Probably we should put it in our recommendations after the forum, I believe, and I think it will be very interesting, and you will remember it, I believe, after you after you stop and going back to your country. So at least you will know more about Russian sport traditions. Thank you very much. And do we have any more questions? Or no? No questions, right? No questions. So thank you very much. Thank you all of you for your attention and for your very active participation in our surveys and in our session. I want to wish you just keep fit and be healthy, and remember that funny and happy people live longer. Take care. Thank you.